Hello, greetings. Hope you all are doing well. And this is Ambassador Razala Khan. As I promised you that I'm going to bring a very, very important and uh, informative course for you. And it will be a transformational journey for you. At the end of this course, you will find yourself, your worth, and your new identity. So let me explain a little bit about it, that what you will learn after joining this course. In module one, week one, we will talk about the self-realization and be a woman of your dreams. So after this 1.5 hour self-paced class with guided meditation, visualization, and manifestation, which will be followed by worksheet, you will get a tremendous amount of knowledge and self-guided um, uh, help how you can establish your own identity, you know your worth, and how you can have your own successful business. Or if you want to work on your relationship, if you want to work on your health, you will get a clarity about everything. And aim of this session is to get complete clarity around what you need to do to build your successful business. You will know about your inner mentor. You will know about the self doubts, the callings, and how to get control on your thoughts. Because you know that before starting everything, we have to get the clarity on these things. That because we are the first person with whom we interact, right? Like as a soul, first we have to interact and fight with our own thoughts, our own doubts. And after that, when you are able to achieve this level, you you are ready to compete the world. You're ready to bring yourself in front of the world. So you will know that what do you want to achieve and how success looks like to you. Like most of the people think success is happiness in relationship. Success is health. Success is a wonderful family around you with a health. Success is getting money and wealth. And success for few is having an dream car, having a dream house, having kids, and you will be able to speak your heart, and you will have your story which you want to tell, and at the end you will identify that where are you right now in the journey of your life, and you will be able to write down your challenges, so we both work together on your challenges. Okay, let me explain a little bit about the inner mentor. Like learning how to listen to your inner mentor instead of inner critic is the first major moment to work playing bigger. Playing big doesn't come from working more and pushing harder or finding confidence. It comes from listening to the most powerful and secure part of you. Yes, you. It is your inner self, not the voice of self doubt, right? Your inner self, your soul. The most commonly obstacle which hold back women from taking bigger decision is fear, whether it is fear of failure, of standing out from the crowd, of conflict, or of greater visibility. Um, Fear hold backs most women from sharing their voices and ideas, and yet all fears are not problematic. Some fears are for you, to encourage you, to make you a better person. So we will cover two types of fears. One kind of fear keeps us playing small, taking small steps, not taking too risky step, and one is an essential ingredient for taking a big decision of being quantum leap. Got it? So the task is how to shift out of these limiting types of fear and welcoming the positive one. This is an important to understand. So there is a special kind of action called relief a leap. It is an immigrant, experimental, simple act. The opposite of the overall plan are through perfectionist action. So many brilliant women are more comfortable. Like you have some fear and there's a gap and you have to get a big leap of relief from this gap so that you can achieve your target. And how you are going to fill this gap, how you are going to get a quantum leap from this gap, I will tell you. Another important thing is calling. What is calling? Like, I will stretch you into playing much bigger right now, shifting from speech and writing that diminishes you to communicate that can make confidence, competence, and warmth. You will talk about the calling. Calling is something which you get from your higher soul. If you are connected, right? And something is inside pinching you, something is buzzing inside you. And you said that some big thing is calling me so that I can start work on that for the betterment of myself, for the betterment of society, uh, because it can be helpful for a lot of people. A lot of people need you. So each of us is gifted with callings. A calling is you feel to address a particular need in the world. You can take the example of any spiritual leader, any thought leader who brought a drastic change with their words, with their actions, and with their voice, with their campaigns in the world. For example, you might feel a calling to run for city council, teach yoga to teens, or volunteer to support some. You might feel like calling to a certain career change or a launch of a new initiative in your company. So we all have callings, but most of the time we play small by denying them. One of the most important, you're calling to embracing them. We deny it. We have some inner fears to embrace them. That uh, I have to do this. Okay, I will give you my example. I had this calling always in my mind that I have to do something for the betterment of society, for the betterment of people. But I had never idea that how I'm gonna to do it. I thought that it might be need a big amount of money. It might need a big position. I'm not on a very big post or with big position, just like the world leaders. But I need to do something, and that was a mistake. Like the calling was there to help the society, to help those ladies, these women who need some guideline, who want to come out and play bigger, who want to play their role. And that was calling for me. But for the longer period of time, I was not able to understand until and unless I worked on my inner self. I worked on to know my inner worth, what is my worth, and what the qualities are, skills I have, and what I can contribute to the world. So after working on myself and taking the transformation journey, I came to know that I'm the person who has to lead and coach those beautiful women who want to come forward, who want to find a way of for themselves, and who want to launch their business, who want to work on their career, who want to work on their relationship, but they need someone to push them. So I'm the one who is going to push you. So yes, we all had the experiences of pushing a goal with zeal. For a while, think self-confidence like will be enough to help us achieve it. But then finding that motivation fades with the passage of time. We end up disappointed in ourselves and not taking action. And it explores a very difficult way of maintaining motivation and achieving a big results, one that's based on self-care. So this course is for brilliant women like you, so you can move forward and pursuing whatever calls to you. Next, I'm going to talk about the self-doubts after callings. So what are the self-doubts? Self-doubts keeps us from going for the opportunities that would bring that joy and fulfillment. This is the bad news around women's self-doubt, like how forgive you. it is and how much have been lost because of it. But there is also a good news about women's self, and the good news is less well known. While confidence issues seems complex and difficult to address, but they don't need to be in turns out. You don't have to find a magic source of confidence. Dig deep into the childhood to find out the rules of your insecurities and figure out how to permanently banish this critic voice in your head. Instead, you simply need to learn how to live with your inner voice of self doubt, but not be held back by it, to hear the voice and not take direction from it, because self doubt is so destructive when no dealt with yet. So manageable once you know to those tools. So in this course, you will receive the training how to cope up with in these critics and self-doubts, knowing how to work effectively with your inner self-doubts and your inner self. And the self-doubt is a basic and essential life skills, right? Dealing with them, and even more basic and necessary life skills than driving or cooking for yourself. I hope you are getting it. Okay. So moving forward, let me talk about inner critic. I think now you are more clear about that. What is inner mentor? Inner mentor uh, is a voice inside you which teaches you, which tells you, which guides you, right? While self-doubts are some points which hold you back, even if you have all the skills, all the basics needs, and you just need a little bit push and little bit skills, but it holds you that you cannot do it. And the inner critic is a voice, imaginary person inside you, which holds you for doing anything good, anything getting out of your comfort zone. So the voice I talk about, that voice of inner critic, are the voice of not me. I'm speaking about the voice in our head, characterized by the 11 qualities that follow you. Probably like you won't notice all 11 qualities in everything. The voice of self don't see, but you will usually notice at least a few of these qualities when they speak. Okay, so let me tell you one by one. This inner voice is harsh, rude, and mean, right? And it's binary. The inner critic is a black and white thinker that you are awesome or you are pathetic, you are gorgeous or you're ugly. There is no in between that. Okay, no, negative or positive. So too much negative is bad, too much positive is bad, because too much positive means you don't have any fault, or you don't need to work on anything, and it it will it will put you in a hole that you are in self imagination that you are superb and you are perfect, right? Or sometimes in a hole where you think that you are off, you are nothing, right? So it's binary. When the inner critic speaks, there are usually no room for the gray. The voice of reason. Okay, let's talk about the voice of reason. The voice are good for what seems to be in your best interest and what is realistic and effective. For example, if you go forward with a book, you will ruin your reputation, or your work is not ready for the level of scrutiny. So your inner voice will tell you, in a critic, that better to hold off for a while, or much better of studying someone else theories and approach to this kind of consulting work before you like before you go for the potential clients or something. Like you need to work more and more and more, and it will never satisfy. Uh, so this is the inner critic, and at one point you need to hold it back. You need to know what you have to do and how you can do it. people won't take it you seriously. Maybe your inner critic say, unless you are stepped into a well-known method and your own ideas are not enough. It happened to me in the past when I tried to start my coaching. I always thought that I need more learning, more qualifications, studying more books, doing more research, and there is no end for the more. How many? 100, 200, 300? You must know one skill and you must be expert on that. That's it. That's it. No, nothing more than that. And the voice you get, like you are not ready enough. Uh, for one, this voice often manifests you as you are not ready yet, and you need another degree, and you need more time to prepare, and you need more experience, as I told you. And for many women, the voice of self-talk shows up most strongly around those skills and activities that are associated with masculinity in our culture, and unconsciously, often in our minds. This includes quantitative skills, technical thoughts, financial matters, and unfortunately, sometimes leadership more broadly. Like women are always told that you are not fit for this leadership position, for this higher ranking position, for this high paid salary. And it is our inner critic which is holding us back. Another is the voice of body perfection. Another common expression of the voice is self-critic thoughts around your body weight, appearance, or age. Like you are not attractive anymore. Oh God, look at yourself. And you need to lose 10 pounds. So maybe after that you'll be able and presentable. Like these are all the bullshit. You don't need to. If you uh, have the skill, you know how to work on that. So you are perfect to go. The inner critic voice often feel like an audio tape that's running automatically in your head rather than like thoughts you consciously author and generate. It may even feel as if the critic team invades and interrupts your own thinking, right? So it's just like a broken record which will come up with new lines from time to time, but it also tends to rehearse if you for narrative, like if has been repeating you for the decades. So it's eh, you will be annoyed by these voices. These are irrational but persistent. Often we know that what the fearful voice in our head sees is irrational, but yet it is still has the power over us. And the one or two punch goes like this. Let's see. First, the inner critics mumbling to you about how everyone else in the room is more confident than you, how good they are, how well dressed they are, how much knowledge they have. And then the critic follows up with a get a group, get some perspective of what is wrong with you. And other people are more confident and relaxed. Just look at yourself, right? So when you are in the gathering or you're going to present something, so you will have some voices inside you. And you may hear because of a critical parents assembling or our boss in your inner critic voice. And you may hear these echoes of major cultural forces such as religion, company, or a country, or any outer critic comes to exist inside your own head. Maybe in the childhood you are traumatized by a teacher, by some person, or even sometimes parents are hard and harsh. They think that they are protecting their kids, but they exceed the limits, and it's traumatized you, and it exists inside your head forever. And whenever you hear the inner critic, sometimes you hear the voice of your mother or father or the grandparent or the aunt who always keep on criticizing. Okay, now there is a difference between the inner critic and realistic thinking, right? So how do I know if I am hearing my inner critic talking, or if I am just being realistic? This is really important question, because of course there are things we are not ready for, or we all have some weaknesses in our abilities. And the inner critic makes definite pronouncement about the situation. While realistic thinking asks more curious questions about the situation in our critic and has no interest in actual evidence, while realistic thinking in our critic is interested in gathering evidence to inform conclusion, energetic things, and speak in a black and white tones. Uh, the inner critic, while the realistic thinking is about to deal with complexity and to deal the gray areas, and it uh, asks us the different question that what should be possible, what can be possible, what you can do, and what more you need to do. Right? If you think that might not be qualified, but your realistic thinking will open your mind, will provide you open-ended question, and will tell you that how it is possible and what part of your problem looks like you can put some positive energy in that. So inner critic only focus on the problem area, while the realistic seeks solutions. And our critic speaks in anxious tone, while realistic speak in a true, calm, peaceful way. Inner critic speaks from a fundamental stance of self-critic, while realistic thinking speaks from a fundamental sense of self-report. So the realistic thinking in us is for forward moving. Here I can give the example of realistic thinking that I would love to start a retail business. I feel like it's what I am mean to do, and I don't know if I have what is needed. I wonder how I could find out and see how that fits. I would do that to learn more about these things that this idea excites me, but it is a bit scary. Of course, I am really committed to supporting my family, have to financially, and wonder how I can do this and maintain the support for this. So this is the realistic thinking, and realistic thinking will tell you that how you can do, where are the lacking, where are the gaps, and now let's work on the gaps. If you need some finance, if you need some skills, so from where you can get, how much time it will take, it all is your realistic thinking. So the question is that why we have an inner critic? We have we are architected in such a way, maybe because of tough childhood or a culture or a stressful modern lives. We don't need to have had some practical life experience to develop a harsh inner critic. And we are hardwired for it. The inner critic is an expression of the safety instinct in us, the part of us that wants to stay safe from potential emotional risk, from heart failure, criticism, disappointments, or you can say the rejections by the tribe. The safety instinct is coming, it is simply said to you, don't compose the song, don't run the office, don't make the career, and don't share your ideas because it's too risky and no one will listen to you. And you probably reply something only the lines of, no, I feel okay, but the rest, here I go. Like, so the safety instant use are more effective ones. Like your paintings are terrible, your books won't talk for anything new there, and so many subjects on the books are already there. So what your book is going to add? It will cause you to the end of vulnerability and something that triggers a fear of embarrassment, rejection, failure, or pain taking. Like I had this experience when I thought that I decided to write a book. So it took me many months to decide that whether I should write or not. And everyone needs a coach. So I decided to go to a coach, and she realized that I can do it. I have the material, I have the ability, I have the stuff. And just within 10 days, I wrote my book. So this is for the all. We all need someone to support us. So we are here to encourage each other, to support each other, and feel free to email me, to send me a message, to if you have any doubt, if you have any question in your mind, if you need any clarity, I'm always there. So for women, the stakes are especially high. We know playing bigger may bring painful criticism or rejection. Our own safety instinct seeks to protect us from the external criticism by spewing cruel self-criticism that keeps us from scratching into greater visibility and encountering those kind of attacks. So you will hear self-doubts most loudly when you hear a major inner critic attack. You can often read in a good news, it is likely means you are playing a big. But what if your inner critic motivates you? Your self-doubts can indeed motivate us to work hard and achieve, but there are serious costs to being motivated this way, right? You should have very strong reason to be motivated. Otherwise, your self-doubts will not leave you. So the critic can lead us to hard work, but it often lead us to do the wrong work. When motivated by the critics, you will do all the things and cross all the obstacles many times. Oh, but the inner critic card motivate us to take the intelligent steps, doing sketch assignments, speaking or developing key relationship that dramatically advanced our careers. If we are in self-doubts, um, self-doubts will always be a part of what we can each what we are working, and it will work with us. So taking steps to playing bigger is the name of the game, not eliminating the self-doubts, because you can just suppress the self-doubts, you cannot just finish it, but you need more confidence for that, like how you can let the inner critic to its doing its things without taking direction from taking you away from your goal. And you can listen your inner voice, but not like the let the inner voice to dominate your choices, and the practices what to do from moment to moment will show up, right? So these are some points, and further I will guide you that how you can label it, how you can get rid of these inner critics. So let's have a short break, and I will see you after a short break in another interesting video. Because I don't want to put so much pressure on you, and don't want to make it complicated, so that you can understand what we are talking about and what we are doing. Uh, so let's have a short, brief overlook of that what we talked about. We talked about inner critic, we talked about callings, we talked about self-doubts, we talked about inner mentor. So what is inner critic? Inner critic is a voice inside you which always criticize you and which don't let you to work on a bigger game, bigger project, because there are self-doubts, and the self-doubts keep you engaging and busy with, like, you are still not complete. You need more skills, you need more work on yourself, you need more studies, and you need more perfectionism. So coming out of this inner critic and suppressing these self-doubts, you have to take a leap. How you're going to take a leap? By listening to your inner voice, inner mentor. Inner mentor is a voice, and when you will get this inner mentor, when you suppress these inner critics, and this inner critic will turn into an inner mentor, and it will allow you to do whatever you want. And then it will guide you. It will play a role of mentor. Then uh, this voice decides, okay, if you are not giving up, you are not leaving your this idea, and you have really a strong cause, strong motive to work on that. So let's work on that. Then the inner critic will shift into inner mentor, and it give you all the structure. That these are your skills, these are your goals, and these are the tools, these are the finances you have, and here is the list and the challenges which you need to work on that. Maybe you need some finance, you need some place to work on, you need some product, you need some idea, or you already have an idea that how you can bring them into a final project, final product. Then the inner mentor will provide you solutions, possibilities. It opens your mind, and it will guide you that to whom you want to go to get some advice, to get some mentorship, to so that they can be coached, to be coached by someone. And then after that, you are in a position to jump into a new project, leave your comfort zone. So in the next video, I'm going to tell you that how you are going to manage and work on your inner critic so that you can work with your inner mentor for the better, bigger, and most realistic goals. So have a look again, listen to the video again, and point out, note the points whichever need the clarity. You can approach me anytime, and see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.